Hello and welcome to Edison TV. I'm Milo Buttle, a consumer analyst here at Edison. Today, I'm joined by Pieter Wolleswinkel, who's been CEO of ForFarmers since April 2023 and has worked at the company for 9 years. Pieter, thank you for joining.
My pleasure. Nice to meet you.
So to start with, for audience who aren't familiar with ForFarmers, could you provide an introduction to the business and an overview of the business model?
Yeah, definitely. So we're a company that focuses at animal feed solutions. So we deliver feed solutions to farmers, mainly direct on farm. That is what we do in 5 countries. We do it in the Netherlands, we do it in the UK, we do it in Germany, Belgium, and Poland. So that is what we do. We work in a company with 2,600 employees. And we deliver to about 26,000 farmers. So that is what makes us unique, that we have access to the farmer's gate at so many places.
And you recently revised your strategy Build to Grow 2025, which was initially launched in 2020. Could you discuss how the strategy has evolved and how it has progressed to date?
Yeah, definitely. So if we look back, it's obvious that the period 2020 to 2022 was a unique period in history. So that was for us also the moment to rethink our strategy. We saw 4 trends popping up that needed attention. The first was the volatility of the raw materials. We've seen tremendous spikes and downward trends in raw materials, and that is for us an important factor to take into account. We also saw that the journey of the sustainability transition, especially in Northwest Europe, is increasing rapidly, the discussions around that. We see that the animal numbers in several of the markets that we are active in is declining. So also that forces us, what does that mean? And especially the consolidation that goes around it. And the fourth one is especially also around Corona, that shortage of labor is for us a key topic. We want to connect with our people and make sure we are an employer of choice. So those 4 trends caused the revision and led to the strategic outcome where we say we strongly believe in local in the lead. We are in 5 countries active, and we believe in a strong local management team to serve the needs that the farmers have, which appears to be quite unique in every market that we deliver. That was one. We want to differentiate. If we can make the difference, if we can win, we want to play in a segment or in a country. And if we see that that's not possible, we will look at different options. We want to be competitive. So especially in the markets that we are in, where we see that the animal farmers' income is often under pressure, we need to have a strong cost base to deliver good feed solutions. And the sustainability journey, we want to bring that to the next level. We cannot do that only as ForFarmers. We want to work on that with chain partners, the farmers obviously, but also processors and retailers to make sure that the sustainability journey is taking the next phase.
So as you mentioned, you operate across multiple geographies and livestock segments. So how does ForFarmers differentiate itself in each of these markets from the competition?
If I can pick out 2, one is know-how. The business that we are in is all about know-how on the composition of the feeds and especially how it's applied at a farmer's level. We believe we have a unique proposition for our customers, the feed compositions, how much proteins, how much carbohydrates, that determines at the end of the day the animal performance, especially combined with the advice that we give on farm. We have in our company approximately 400 men and women that visit farms every day and give the farmers advice. And especially in more complex situations, if farmers become larger, or for example, on dairy farmers, we see that milk robotic is increasing, and there we can add much value with the advice that we give. So that is one. The other side, scale is a clear advantage to be competitive. That is on the procurement side, it's on the supply chain side. So those 2, know-how know-how and scale is where we can believe we can make the difference with.
That's great. And sustainability is at the core of your operations. So could you talk about how you're addressing solutions, sustainable solutions for both the company and for farmers themselves?
Yeah. The first thing that I recognize is that as ForFarmers, we need to take our own responsibility. We have many trucks, lorries that drive the feed from our factories to the farm. We have the factories that obviously have a footprint, and we want to improve. We want to improve the CO2 footprint of that by reducing it by 75% in 2030. We now have an initiative in the Netherlands, our factory in Lochem. That is also where our headquarters is. We want to be carbon neutral in 2025, and we will achieve it. If we see where we stand today, we will achieve it. So take our own responsibility is a key one. Secondly, if it's about the sourcing of raw material, we want to have a responsible sourcing, especially about raw materials that give discussions. Think about soy, think about palm. So we work with that with certificate-based sustainability components. And thirdly, also linked to the strategy as I just described, it is vital that in the food chain we make steps forward. So we work a lot with processes to come to good solutions that are acceptable for the consumer, acceptable for the quality and the price. And by focusing on that, by using different raw materials or alternative protein sources, we can bring the sustainability journey to the next level. So this is the core of what we call going circular. And we believe that as ForFarmers, we can play a vital role in that.
That's great. And from your perspective, what challenges does the farming sector face in the near-term future, and how are you helping to address these?
Yeah. If I can pick out two, the first would be the sustainability journey. There's a lot going on. We see that the consumer demand is increasing. We see that legislation is taking it to the next level. So we need to come up with a solution. We can only do that if we have an integrated chain approach. And I believe we can have the solutions to, at the end of the day, tackle this. But there's a lot going on. We see that the EU Green Deal legislation is popping up, and that really causes challenges towards the future. There should be more organic farming. How do we achieve that? As an example, and we believe that out of that we can come up with the solutions and also combine it with a new business approach, a new business opportunity. As an example, we use a lot of co-products, products that come from the food industry that cannot be used for human consumption anymore. These type of products will take to the farm, and that is a true improvement of the carbon footprint. So that helps as an example. The second one is the volatility. We already see that the farmer's income has a tremendous volatility, especially also geared by the volatility of feed prices. So we more and more, by taking a chain approach, try to flatten out the income for the farmer. That is good for the farmer, but also for farmers. It causes more stability in the income. And if we take a good approach on that one, that will help to strengthen the chain and combine that with, at the end of the day, a good business result for farmers.
Right. And as you mentioned previously, the group is exposed to global commodity markets, in particular energy and raw material prices, which have been very volatile in recent times. So are you seeing any easing in either of these markets, and what is your outlook on the cost side?
Yeah, we foresee that the volatility will stay at a tremendous high level. So that means peaks, but also downward trends. So that's quite challenging for our company to deal with that. When do you take a position? When do you stay in a short position? So these type of things causes us to look critically at the risk policy. It is quite clear that what we've seen, especially since the Ukraine situation, that was not seen before. The deltas from one day on intraday price level developments And that really caused us to think different. The models that we had before did not work anymore. So we look very critical. We talk about that with the large global players, how we can improve that as ForFarmers at the end, with the ambition to grow our company, but also to provide a good business result.
Pieter, that was a great overview of the business. Thank you very much for joining today.
Thanks. Nice to meet you.